What's up, guys? It's Matt here, back again, MJ's Garage, and we're here to talk about the Ram in the 70,000 mile review. So let's check out some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. One of the things I want to point out to you is we're going to do a breakdown on the outside and inside of how this vehicle has held up for the past 5 years of ownership, because this vehicle is a 2019 Ram 2500 Laramie. And it has pretty much all the bells and whistles on it that you could think of. We're going to break on the pros and cons of it. We're going to look at everything, that how it's conditioned, how it's held up. All right, so let's start and talk about the outside of the vehicle first, and then we'll jump on the inside. Let's start in the front. This is the part of the truck that gets hit the most. You're driving down the road, you hit the bugs, you hit the rocks, you hit everything that's coming at, animals, whatever. Now this truck, when I originally bought it in 22, already had the Ranch Hand bumpers on the front and back, and that was one of the key points of buying this vehicle. Was I was like, man, it's already got this, it's got the leveling kit, you know, and you can see in my previous videos when I bought it. But one of the things I want to point out that I've got some wear on is down here in the sensors, is I've got the powder coating starting to peel up right there. And it's starting to bubble up right there. Now I'm probably going to hit that with some touch-up paint, because they want $800 to $1,000 to sandblast and repowder coat. Have to take the whole bumper off. But if you guys have done any touch-up on your Ranch Hand bumpers, those that have them, let me know what you've done. But besides that, these headlights are great. Haven't had any problems with the headlights. The sensors are still working great. The cameras are working great. Haven't had any problems whatsoever. These are the original fog lights that are in the bumper. Other than that, I mean, everything on the front has been really good, held up really well, as long as you're taking care of it. I was always kind of worried a little bit about the headlights, but being 5 years old, I mean, these even got the headlights, so when you turn left or right, they swivel. I will tell you that on this hood, if you've seen in the Jeep forms, you can see it's got some corrosion right there on that spot. You can probably barely see it on that lip right there, and then there's another spot right there as well. That you might not be able to see it, but it's there. The sun's kind of reflecting it. That's the only place on the whole truck that has it. It is covered under the factory warranty for up to 7 years, but you have to take it to a specific body shop that covers their warranty, which is kind of stupid, but I need to take it up there. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on the side. And I'm going to talk about these wheels. These are the RBP wheels that I put on when I bought the truck. And they've held up really well. Now, they had the factory wheels that were on here, but it did have some upgraded tires. But these RBP wheels, they kind of remind me of the snowflake wheel that a lot of people are running on the Chevys. And they've held up really well. I mean, you don't see any pitting or anything on the outside like a lot of the chrome wheels do. And I just didn't want to go with that polished look. So definitely a thumbs up to the RBPs. Now, I did have the TISs on my last Ram, and the caps were, just the center caps were bubbling, they were rippling up. It was just, looked just very cheap, and couldn't figure it out. But anyway, all right, so let's talk about these tires. If you notice on these tires, now these tires I've only had on this truck for 2 years, and you can start to see that they're starting to dry rot. They've got still a pretty good amount of grip on there, and I've got 30,000 miles on them, but we're gonna have to get those changed out pretty soon. Now, if you do notice this, I had mentioned in one of my other videos, I had didn't see the Tahoe when I pulled out. Luckily, I had this nice big brush guard Ranch Hand bumper on it. Took out the side door of the Tahoe, and the only thing it did was a little scuff right here and scuff that fender flare, which I need to go ahead and get that touched up and repainted. But it's just one of those things of going ahead and getting it done. And I hate taking it to a certain place because they just don't match it right. But everything else on the side has been really well. I mean, any little bit of touch-up paint that could possibly, you might need to add is, this was already on the truck whenever I got in it, but there's a couple spots that have some touch-up paint the guy had added. I guess he had some scratches on it. This truck originally came from Kentucky, and it had a little bit of clay underneath. But as we go here to the back, everything is still functioning very well. The tailgate has got that push button tailgate where it automatically comes down, which is really handy. I wish they would have added another button where it goes back up. I believe Chevy has one where it goes back up now. I'm not sure. I want to say that they did. I like that the ranch hand has these reverse lights, so it gives you more visibility whenever you're backing up. And I got the B&W trailer hitch three-way. Great hitch to go. It's got the drop on it. Really nice. Also, wanted to point out too is this one does have the air ride suspension, and everything has held up very well. It's a little bit dirty under there if you can kind of see, but haven't had any problems whatsoever with those airbags. It's got the auto ride on it, so they auto adjust. Now, this rolling lock is not a factory, but it has been on the truck since I got it. It's got a little bit of wear. As you can see, some of the paint, some of the powder coat is kind of flaked off of there. Not too bad, but I love that feature. I have never seen a rolling lock like this, where it's got the push button. The only thing I'm worried about is when that motor goes out, if you just have to just go ahead and replace the whole thing. Now you can see a little ding right here, which I can get that popped out. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway. But yeah, everything on the outside is functioning very well. And if you've seen in one of my previous videos, we did get that step fixed. All they did was replace the motor on it. They didn't replace the whole assembly, which is okay. Let's go ahead and jump on the inside. Now, we do have a few things in here on the inside, but interior wise, I mean, these back seats look like they never even been sat in, but my kids do ride in it a lot. Now, I did see on some of the forums that people are having some problems with these magnet clips, the belt's coming undone, and I don't know. Haven't had any problems with those. Interior's been holding up really well. Still got the original floor mats in it. And the one thing I like too is you have the rear AC and you have the 120 plug-in, which is good. And you also have the USB and the lightning chargers as well. So that's a pretty handy feature to have, especially on a 2019. Now, going into the passenger side. Now, this carpet was already, I don't know what happened to it whenever I got it, but I wanted to keep these original floor mats in here because it has the Cummins Longhorn edition already stamped in. It's a pretty cool floor mat. But yeah, everything has been holding up really well. I mean, even the doors, I mean, they look like they're still brand new. I like how it has that alligator print on there. Let's go ahead and jump over to the driver's side. Now, your driver's side is going to have the most wear and tear. So as we go ahead and get into the driver's side, we will notice that the seat has more wear on it. Now, I do like how it has that alligator print already kind of cut out in the seat. Now, these seats, you can see if the sun wants to work with us a little bit. got a little bit of cracking, not too bad. That can all be touched up, which isn't bad. Center console is still in really good condition. And once again, you have that alligator print as well. Driver door is in really good condition still. Now this floor mat is going to have the most wear, and I apologize because of the sun. But the buttons, if you notice, the buttons on that carpet mat on top of the rubber mat have pulling out on the bottom. That's the only thing that I can see an issue with on these floor mats, but these floor mats are very durable. Now it is very hot here in South Florida. Very humid right now. It's only 86 degrees, but it feels like it's like 100. There has been one little hiccup in the radio. Every once in a while you'll see it glitch a little bit. But I did have a buddy that he had a 21 or 22, I believe, and his radio just froze up. He couldn't do anything with it. So knock on wood, everything has been holding up very well. Now, I did mention this in the previous video. I'm going to remove this up here. The reason why I had the dash mat on there is because we had some issues with this dash peeling up and bubbling right here. The adhesive on it just did not like the heat. Now, supposedly they fixed the newer models, and when I tried to take it to Dodge to get them to fix it, like a recall, they said, oh, we only take care of that on the 1500s. So yeah, I was pretty surprised when they said, oh, we only cover that on the 1500s. I'm like, that doesn't make no sense. The body is the same. The cab's the same. The dash is the same part number. Why are you only going to cover it on the 1500s and not cover it on the other 25, 35, 45, and 5500s? I mean, the dash is like $1,300, but the labor is probably going to be $1,300 to put it in. So it's like, why not go ahead and take care of that? So you can have people that are going to come back and buy another truck. It's very disappointing. And then on top of that, the dash is on back order. Wonder why. But yeah, everything on the inside besides the dash, I would say has held up really well. I mean, you are going to expect to see some type of wear. I mean, unless you're parking the truck in the garage and you're having, whenever you go to work, you're not parking it out in the sun, you're parking it in an enclosed garage somewhere or cover, you're not going to have any problems with the dash. But now, we did do the upgrades to the transmission. We got the Rev Max in there, valve body. We do have the dual fuelers by the Fast system, which has really helped us out. We do have the bypass for the front filter. We got the Race Me tune on it. Full delete, 5-inch exhaust. Everything's been good on that. The only thing I would say the hiccup on that part, on it's actually the tune, is just a shift from third to fourth. But ever since we did the valve body, the truck does not fall on its face one time. And that was one of the things I was doing before, is that valve body could only hold up, line pressure was like 180, 175. Now we got it set at 250, which my valve body will actually hold up to 350. But you have to end up probably doing some more work to the transmission. But yeah, the shift on it, it shifts a little hard going from third to fourth, but it did that whenever I put the tune in. It's the tune, it's not the truck. But I mean, the truck still gets down, haven't had any problems. I mean, it gets when it wants to, and that's only set at 3. I mean, I usually keep it at 3. I don't like to run it at 5. I used to run all my trucks top, but you run into problems because in and out a lot on the transmission. But I haven't done the gears. I'm wanting to put the 410s in here. I just haven't done it yet. But anyway, we're gonna show you some quick video on a 360 camera right now. What do you think about that, guys? I like that 360 camera. The Insta360, it's an X4. It's videoed up to 8K. It's got really good footage. You can do a lot of things with it. And you can get the outside view and the inside view while you're driving down the truck. So it's pretty handy. I really like to have it because you're gonna have multiple cameras set up on your vehicle, but you can check out the views all the way around the vehicle. I mean, you can control the camera from your phone, and you can pretty much look at whatever you want to look at, zoom in on it, and it does very well. I'll show you a little bit more of that video. So yeah, looking at that 360, I love the way it looks, and gives it just another added feature whenever you're making a video. But hey, I do appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It helps the channel, helps me out, helps the channel get seen more. And comment below if you have any ideas on what you'd like to see in the next video. But before I end, I just want to tell you guys that so far I mean, 5-year-old truck, you can't go wrong. I mean, the Ram has held up. The Cummins motor is hands down probably the best diesel motor out there that's going to be in a truck. Besides, I mean, now they have a couple more, but this is the most reliable one. You can boost this motor up to 850 horsepower on a stock block. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I haven't done is done the injectors and, you know, bigger turbo and all that, but you can do all that to get more power. But so far, so good. And we'll see you guys on the next one. We appreciate you guys watching.